Hey, hey, hey guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to the wheat field. Welcome to the wheat field. This is your girl, La T, your favorite channel messenger. We just gonna keep claiming it. We just gonna keep claiming it. We don't care what the numbers say. We say that we are your favorite channel messenger, and that's just what it is. Ashe. Uh, welcome, welcome to you. Welcome to the wheat field. My wheat, how y'all doing? Welcome to the wheat field, guys. Wheat, yes, if you knew, welcome to you too. Come on in here. Don't leave, don't click off. Don't be like, oh, she kooky, I don't know what's happening, and just leave. Stay. I promise you, we get going. We get underway. We do. It could start off slow, like that old school, thick ass white Crisco. It can be a ride. It could be, we have to get it out the can, off the shelf and into the pan. And most High come in and turn the heat up. We get to cooking, we get to going, and all these little ingredients and pieces come together, and we end up with a little meal, something that's edifying onto self and that we can serve out to other selves, you know what I mean? So that you can be edified, you can get full of my week, because that's what it's about. Sharing is caring, sharing the message, sharing the edification. And I love you, so I'm gonna do that. But I love me first, so I gotta be edifying unto self, and then we could, get so full with overflow. Then it spills out onto everybody else. You know what I mean? How you got something so good you just can't contain it, you can't control it, you can't hold it, you gotta share it out and get it out. Yeah, it's like that. So I hope you guys could vibe. Disclaimer: I'm not religious. Not religious at all. I'm spiritual. Okay? I study world theologies. Yes. I mean, we got at least three different types of Bibles on my table right here. Three. Okay? So, world theology, the ins, the whence, the thens and the nows and the these and the thous. We do it all. Okay. So we bring all the pieces together because we essentially can read creation is what it is. We channel message, channel messenger. I channel with the Most High God, the infinite intelligence of the all and the breath of life. We do have ancestors around here and other little spirits that roam to and fro. They like to come in and they try to distort and disillusion the message. Sometimes they want to tell us the truth because they be having something to say, but we don't really listen to them anyway, Ashe, because it's like you gotta make sure that they ain't on some tomfoolery, some trickery, you know what I mean? So we just be like, you stay over there with that. And we try to learn from it and see what it is that is representing onto us so that we can use it for our own edification, Ashe. Yeah, so this is why we are here, Tears and Wu Tarot Show, where testimony meets tarot. So you will hear a lot of testimony. A lot of it will be, you know, the message is what it is, basically. Words are words. Sometimes them shits come out because we do cuss, because when shit is just shit, and that's what we call it. So, if you can rock with that, if you can hang on in there, if you can vibe with your girl, subscribe. Subscribe at the end of it. You like it, subscribe. If it's a message that you care about, share it out. Sharing is caring. And if you really want to come back on a daily and get this spell, ooh, hit the little noti bell. Your thumbs up too is great. It gives me the ability to really vibe and pick up on you. So if y'all ready to go, we can jump right on into the message. We got some cards out. We got a text out. We got some stress relief and self-care cards going on. We got the Tiny Buddha's Guide to Loving Yourself going on. We just had a card fly out too. We're going to push this back just a little bit more so we can get some more of the table in the view. Hopefully that's good. Our cup today says, believe in you. Believe in all things. All things are possible if you believe. If you just believe. What are you believing on today? I can tell you what I'm believing on. Ashe, yeah. But sometimes you need to do that in silence. Sometimes you can't share all your dreams and beliefs with other people because it's people that like to shit on your dreams. They do. They can't see it for themselves. They can't accept that level for themselves. Like they don't believe it can actually happen. So they shut your shit down and make it show like, oh, you can't do that, whatever. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like somebody might need to move in silence What's this collaborate? What did I just say? That somebody was probably dreaming on something and thinking about something. What are you believing on? Collaborate. Are you looking to collaborate with someone? Do you want this yet? No, do you want this card? Okay, we're gonna leave this right on top. Are you looking? I'm hot. All of a sudden, I felt like the energy just kicked up in here a notch. Oh, speaking of energy, if my mic gets to staticking and the sound gets all weird and stuff like that, it's the energy in my space. Happens sporadically. Can't explain it to you. It really just is. Yeah, sorry, I need to get this situated. My bad, y'all. Anywho, we back to, oh, sorry. Anywho, we going to hear Tiny Boobies right now. I'm telling you, it's Friday and I feel it. I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I feel okay. Like sugar and so good. Okay, we done. No, so good. I got you. Okay, now we good. Okay. Now we good. We got it out. We got it out. Okay. Is it this? It's over here. Okay, this right here. About to say we're gonna touch on this. Being honest with ourselves and removing our masks. Ooh, weeps. Let's get into it. That sounds juicy, don't it? Because sometimes, you know, you cover up who you are. I mean, we'll take that testimony meets to roll, Ashe. It's been so long since the ability to, ever. We've never, in places when we've just been alone. But we didn't even know that the gift was this strong. Basically, we didn't. We kind of talked about that last night on a collaborative show with Mr. Damon Alvarez, Soul of a Man 504. So if you are not subscribed to his channel, I suggest you do. Another channeled messenger, spiritual guide, and author extraordinaire, as he says. And yes, I will put that out there for him as well. As I state, I am your favorite channeled messenger. So we claim it, we do. But we kind of had a great conversation last night. So I think I tagged it to my community page. So if you go over to that tab, you should be able to see it. But we had a great collaboration last night. It was really well. It was really good. Another one where the energy is attacking the message, the conversation, where it wasn't on my end, I don't believe, but it was on his end. So the energy was very, very high. And very prominent in that conversation. And we were really just getting underway and discussing a spiritual journey, coming to an awakening, kind of a little bit of my background, you know, in that sense, and him giving me some spiritual advice and guidance on the trajectory that he can see as the spirits are telling him. And if you want to have some spiritual guidance from a male's perspective, then that is a great place to go. So yeah, check him out. Damon Alvarez, Soul of a Man 504. Right here on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok. Okay? But back to this right here where it says being honest with ourselves and removing our masks. A part of the spiritual journey, especially if you have a spiritual gift and you come into an awakening where you've been cracked open, and usually that happens through adversity, you know, some sort of atrocity happens that drives you so deep into your spirit space. It's like I'll just be blunt, because again, in this space, I could say a little bit of to what, and cause you to think about some things. You might want to click off, you might want to unsubscribe. I say stay, don't do that. Just hear me out, listen, right, and we can have the conversation. Leave me some comments if there's anything to the contrary for what you currently believe or your understanding, and we can just discuss it, you know. Because that's what it is. It's just learning and edification onto self. So testimony meets tarot, Ashe. The atrocities that happened to me not only did it, I go on a journey to discover more, because the more I learned in my religious walk, in my, you know, deepening my religious knowledge, gave me more questions. And we kind of talked about that. It was like, okay, well, the more I learn, seek me diligently, right? And in that diligence, the more that I learned, the more questions that I had. All it did was open, it answered questions, but then opened up more questions. So if I'm reading in my text and I can see I have different versions of the book, well, some books have been removed and some books are not, you know, there it's like, where'd they go? And then it was like, well, it talks about different books, the book of Kings, the book of Lords, the book of Wars, and those books are not in the text. So it's like, where are they? And as you kind of branch out and start to learn more and gather more information, the more questions you get, right, and the more into self you become, and you discover that your walk becomes more personal. It's you have to lean into something else that gives you the clarity, the confidence, the self-assuredness in terms of what is spirituality, right? And for me, something in that text just really caught me, and it's really, can we get the book? Can we get it? Yeah. Okay. It's not on the table. I feel like it's right here. It is. Oops. So I'm dropping all kind of books on the floor. We've been comparing the missing books in the Torah and the books of Enoch, as well as our Ethiopian Bible, just kind of looking at them and see what are the similarities. So in here, of course, there's a lot of missing books that the apothecary, right? You know, what was removed and what wasn't. And I'm wondering, this is the intro. Anywho, it's really based on the book of, I just threw it on the floor. That's awesome. I gotta go get that, y'all. It's really in Genesis. It's like right after the seventh day. And it goes into, where it says this is the, kind of like the rest of the book is pretty much the summary or the telling of the days of man. Okay. So Genesis 2 and 4, it says, I'll just read 2. The heaven and earth were finished in all their array. And on the seventh day God finished the work that he had been doing, and he ceased. And on the seventh day from all of the work that he had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy. On it God ceased from all the work of creation that he had done. Such is the story of heaven and earth when they were created, right? So I feel like everything after Genesis 2 is just pretty much the telling of what happened when God made everything, right? So it's like made earth and heaven and all the stuff that's in our portion or heaven, this realm of heaven, and all of us beings, life, energies, etc. And everything after that pretty much just talks about the events that happened after God made everything, right? So it feels to me two things. One, is this a cycle? Like, have we been through this before? Yeah, because how could we have a full telling and foretelling That's if people believe that it's a foretelling, right? Or did folks experience some things? That's the whole thing, right? Because we know that humanity or global climate events have happened that has reduced the population down to very low. It had to be something because we know that the geography of the planet has changed. Like the Sahara Desert didn't always used to be a desert, right? The Sphinx, where the Sphinx is, it has water erosion around the Sphinx. So we know that that place had water, like the landscape looked different. We talk about Noah and the flood in the Bible, like it talks about the flood that came. So we can tell that there has been global catastrophes before. The ancient world shows us that we see pyramids underneath great bodies of water, like deep in the water. There's huge pyramids down there. So obviously when those pyramids were built, they were not built underwater, so the water wasn't there at that time. The landmass, the plain looked different. What else? We have a whole lot of underground cities. Why do we have so many underground cities across the globe? Like, you go everywhere. I mean, in India, the temples in India are amazing. Has anybody, you ever just look at those, like how, I mean, the ones that go down and it like geometric triangle shaped down, like it's even theorized that the pyramids in Kemet, Kush, aka Cairo or Egypt, have pyramids underneath. Like, it is not just the top part, but there's also a pyramid underneath the bottom as well. So it just depends on how you look at the world and the terrain and really consider how long we've been around this piece and what's really been happening. All of that to say is that a lot of shit is covered up. And we cover up a lot of ourselves. We do. Because a lot of stuff just hasn't been told to us. So you end up not being comfortable with sharing your whole self. Just not. You know, if over 80% of real knowledge is hidden from you, and you're taught that the coinky-dink weird things about you, or the things that really interest you or that you feel drawn to, are taboo, you can shy away from that, right? It's like, okay, is this paganism? Ooh, like, what does that mean? It simply means before Christianity, right? It just means that, you know, how did people practice before this institution of religion came about? What did they do? How did they connect to spirit? What were their rituals? You know, how did they call on their highest self and connect? Like, how did they tap in? And what did they celebrate? You know, how did that happen? And a lot of it is still consistent with today, which is why we read everything, bringing the old into the new and looking at that whole spectrum and seeing what happened. You know, is it distorted? Yeah. Is it delusioned? Yeah. Is it on purpose to cause illusions? Yes. It is a part of the veil to keep us from being able to see self and to accept our whole self, right? So it is a mask. And we are born into these scenarios now where we are automatically put on a mask. Like babies, they are pretty much mask free. They just run around and do their whole thing and accept their whole self. But as you get older and people tell you, they start to tell you who you are, what you can become, what is appropriate, how you should behave, all of those things, and kind of putting these layers and layers and layers upon you, they start to build up your mask. And then you accept it. You accept the mask. And you get up and you put it on every day. Like, this is what I need to put on in order to face the day, to face the world in this, you know, capacity, so that I can be accepted, so that I can feel accepted. And also, oftentimes, that could put a veil between, you know, your realness and what's on the inside of your projected self. Like, are you now able to accept you? And for a long time, back to testimony, I was not. I was not able to just accept self. Only in private, you know what I mean? Only in private, because I knew in private that, I'm me and I'm good with me, like I love me, but what I was receiving from other people, it's like, how can I love myself so much and everybody, treats me like I'm not worth the time of day, you know what I mean? So it's like, it creates a conflict. But to come back into a state where I love and accept my whole self, my whole being, gift and all, display it out there and work to deepen it, to strengthen it, to figure out what else more can I do, Ashe. And that right there brings forth all kinds of opportunities. But while you're doing that work, sometimes I need to keep some of them details just to me. Because it's still all them same people that just don't get it. All them same ones that would look at me and be like, you can't do that. But I know that all things are possible if I believe. Sometimes you just have to believe. Because that's what it is. The vision was given on to you. The capability was given on to you. Not over to them twos and fews. And you don't need their permission to do you. Ashe. So I'm feeling like somebody need to move in silence on this day. Yeah, you're going to have some collaborations. You're going to collaborate. But I don't think they're going to be in the way for what you may initially desire. Because sometimes you may want to collaborate with family and friends and people that you know. I mean, your network starts from the people that you know. It always does. That's your circle. You starting to sell something, you start to do something, who you reach out first to? Friends and family. Those are your go-tos. But it's something to be said about that, because they know you. They know you in a specific capacity, and they may not be able to see your vision. They may not support your dream, and oftentimes they are not the ones to support you. They're not. You might just need to explore the pathways. Ashe. You go to family birthday parties so that you can network with the others that are at the party. And pass your cards out then, because them folks don't know you. And they are more open to receiving you based on how you receive yourself. Removing your own mask. For almost 2.5 decades, I hid behind masks. As a very young child, I was my true self. Ooh, I just said that, and we have not read this, yo. I was my true self, like most children are, but as I got older, I started putting on masks as a way to fit in. One of my first masks was that of a juvenile delinquent. Over time, this mask became almost embedded in my skin. Can't even take it off. Wow. Almost feeling like itself. Yeah. I discovered the world of alcohol and drugs and mayhem, and I felt trapped, unable to escape from it. Shame and guilt filled me with fear and kept me from breaking fear from this chaotic lifestyle, and I was even afraid to ask for help. But in the late 80s, I attended a self-help workshop. This presentation introduced me to a way of living that radically altered my life and my inner journey. Yes, is there anything else? I was intrigued by the presenter's story, Testimony Meets Tarot, and his thoughts of living a life that required him to look inside for answers. Ooh, we just said that. I had very little understanding of the concept or practice of looking within. Is that it? Yes. So Father say look within. Grab some wisdom cards. We running late on this memory. We thought we was going to be able to do it in the 30-minute. Father say no. Don't know why you didn't listen to yourself and clear that out before we got going. But we already have the energy of collaboration here. And I feel you might want to collaborate with self, with your true self. Like go in the inside and really rediscover who you are. Are you wearing masks? Masks that have been placed upon you. Masks that you've developed. Masks that Masks that you've developed that's been placed upon you, and masks that are now so embedded into your skin that it feels like your identity. The I, right? The I as an identity, but not the observer, your third eye chakra, the EYE. And what would happen if you take that mask off, like to reveal yourself? We have the never ending story. A never ending story is definitely somebody who's going through it. And the 7 and the 3 is a 10. That is going into a whole nother level. But the thing that I like about this is that this person, and considering the mask, think about it. This person has a mirror, and they will not look in the mirror. They're not looking at self in the mirror, right? They have a mask on their face, if you can see. They have a mask on. And you can see also below that, that there's a heart locked away in a bubble. It's got a keyhole on there where it can be unlocked. Yeah, oh no, it's not a key, but it's like a direction, almost like a compass. Yeah, to help find a direction. But I was feeling a key for some reason, like you are the key to unlocking the bubble, the heart. But the hourglass, right? You're sitting on top of the hourglass, like the time, like it's never ending. Like I can't even look at myself. Like you've been wearing this mask for so long that you don't really even know who you are anymore. Like you are out of touch with self and unable to look at self in the mirror, unable to see you through the mask, through the veil, and just the unwillingness to look inside, to look in the mirror, I feel. Is there anything else in here? Nope. But regeneration, I saw the 10. Look at this. 10 means to start over, new level, going to a new level. Regeneration, look at that. A 4 and a 6 is a 10. It's the starting to a new level. And here's the challenge. Feeling left out. Feeling left out. If you show your true self, will you be left out? Will people accept you? Or will you be orphaned? That's a 5. That's a conflict, an internal conflict. Maybe even what you are saying to yourself. Again, are you picking up the mask and putting it on, and it's been on so long that it is embedded in your skin? You have taken it on as to self, and maybe you don't even see all of the possibilities of who you are. The ability to get back into just you, square one, basis. The 10, 1 and a 0 breaks down to the 1, to the yang, starting over, your real you, your essence, getting back into your essence. That's what I feel. All that essence just flowing up into whatever you're going to create. It comes from the inside out. Yes. One of the things to do is to breathe, to meditate, to start to meditate, and to do it here and now. Here and now. Meditate. Look at this. Here and now, 3 and 2 is 5. That's that same challenge to get into it, to do it now. Maybe again, feeling like you're going to be left out. Get this card. Here and now. Equal exchange is here, exchanging gifts. Looking at yourself on the inside, what do you have to offer, and the ability and the courage to pull that out and to give it. And also watching how you give. Are you giving to people where there's not a reciprocity? Like, are you an overgiver? Are you an oversharer? Are you a people pleaser? That could be one of the masks. I know I had an issue with that. So guys, that is what I'm feeling right now. So yes, somebody very stuck between worlds. We saw no peace like home behind there. Maybe you are trying to get to a point of peace, and wearing these masks is heavy. And again, that collaboration, I feel like that's in the spirit. Why am I doing the things that I'm doing right now? Collaboration. For self, I'm comfortable with the fact that, I am who I am, and it is what it is. And I want to show that. What is my worst fear? We've been talking about that. What is your worst fear? Being left out. being left out, being rejected, being orphaned. That is the worst fear. Being orphaned. Somebody doesn't want to feel alone, be rejected, ostracized, and so you wear the mask to fit in. But while you are doing that, you are diminishing self. And so would you be satisfied with your life if it was the last day? If today was your last day, would you be satisfied? What would you have done differently? I say, take off the mask and just be your whole wheat self. It's some wonderful things down in there, and you're supposed to be different. That's why you're here, to be different. Yes. Nobody can be you, and you can't be anybody else. That's the exercise in futility. And the world needs you. You are very important. And to give your gift takes courage. Take off the mask. To the next now, y'all. We'll be back soon, because we got to clear this memory, and we'll jump back into it. But until we get there, know this. We love you, we love you, we love you, just like we love us. So we love the Father who sent us, the infinite intelligence that guides us, and the breath of life that fills us. Until next now, Ashe.